Hello, grade 10. Welcome back to our English class. Before we proceed to this week's episode, let us have a recap. Last week, we discussed technical and operational definition of words. When we say technical definitions, it could be used in expanding the vocabulary since most of these terms are explained in the exact manner. Examples include the terms and definitions of the word found in the dictionary. Operational definition, on the other hand, is more on the application of the word. For example, this may include the various attempts to define or explain a certain process and its properties, including, but not limited to, the characteristics of the event itself. Teka, loading. Ay, baka nga dahil mainit. For week 4, quarter 4, the title of our lesson is Expanded Definition of Words. I got this lecture from Schools Division Office of Pasig City. For the most essential learning competency, we are expected to give expanded definition of words. One of the ways we reach such level of proficiency in a language is the ability to define words. There are different ways to define words. In this lesson, we will learn about defining words through extended definition. Extended definition is the meaning of an idea or word that is presented in a longer paragraph format. We understand what we read, and we better explain our point when we know what the words mean. There are different techniques to define a word, concept, or phrase in extended definition format. These include the following. First is listing and describing the parts. This can be done by identifying smaller, more familiar pieces of an idea to point to the definition of the bigger concept. Let us say, for example, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. Second is etymology. This can be done by sharing the word's origin. Let us say, for example, the root of English is Angle, which came from the ancient Germanic tribe, the Angles, who spoke a language that later became English. The ISH is just a suffix. That means language of in this case. Third in the list is examples or anecdotes. This can be done by telling a story or example that illustrates the term. Let us say, for instance, once upon a time, bullying in schools only referred to the students who forced the smaller students to give up their lunch money or the ones who beat them up after school. Number 4 is negation. It is defining a term by explaining what the concept is not. Let us say, Peace is not something you wish for. It's something you make, something you do, something you are, and something you give away. Number 5 in the list is evoking the senses. This can be done by using a word that creates a picture in the reader's mind so that the reader might relate through memory of sound, sight, touch, hearing, or smell. Let us have this example. Love is a crazy thing, and chances are you've spent hours upon hours pondering life questions about the feeling at one moment or another. Number 6 is environment or sector. This can be done by pointing out how and where something is used. Let us take note of this example. The use of computers on a regular basis in our life is very important. Technically, in daily life, computer is used to convert raw facts and data into meaningful information and knowledge. Number 7 is ramifications. This can be done by showing how the term or concept affects people or objects. For example, global warming, the gradual heating of Earth's surface, oceans, and atmosphere is caused by human activity. Primarily, the burning of fossil fuels that pump carbon dioxide, methane, and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Last in the list is historical references. In historical references, this can be done by showing how a word has been defined throughout history. Let us take a look at this example. Rizal always considered education as a medicine or something that could cure the problems of colonial Philippines. He believed in education that is free from political and religious control. He asserted that reform cannot be achieved if there is no suitable education, a liberal one, available to Filipinos. Now that you already knew the different techniques in defining in extended definitions, you are now ready to accomplish the written tasks. So, answer the learning task 1 to 4 and quiz number 4 in the Google form. For your performance task, give an expanded definition for coronavirus and vaccine. You are given sets of definitions for every term. Organize them in a paragraph to form an expanded definition. Pay attention to the words printed in bold as they will set a short guide as to the order of the sentences comprising your expanded definition. Details are uploaded on your FB group. That's all for this week's episode. Happy learning and keep safe, everyone.